Shopping for jeans is hard. Add in the fact that you are petite and it can feel impossible. But that's why I think Levi's is a really great option for us petites, because they have so many different styles and leg lengths. And in this video, I'll be trying on their most famous styles of jeans so that hopefully you can find the perfect pair for you. Some information before we begin. I am wearing all of these in a size 25 so that we can have a clean comparison across the board. I would say that a 25 is my usual size, but as we all know, sizing varies between brands and styles. So it's always best to know your own measurements, and then you can compare that against the sizing guide that's on the website. Another caveat to this is that Levi's can also be a little bit inconsistent with their sizing. So whilst I can't recommend which size you should get, I'm hoping that this video can be used as a reference point if you are similar size and build as me. Speaking of measurements, here are mine on screen. I'm just interjecting here to say that if you are measuring yourself, make sure you don't do it first thing in the morning. Make sure you've had breakfast, make sure you've had lunch, because how I look first thing in the morning is vastly different to how I look after I've eaten lunch. So just that little tip. I would say that my perfect inseam length is a 26 for that cropped length, and then a 27 or 28 for a fuller length, and then 30 inches for that even longer length if you want to wear your jeans with like heels or boots, because we gotta have options, you know? I've also measured out each pair of jeans, the waist, the rise, the thigh, everything, so that you can use that and maybe compare it against a pair of trousers or jeans that you've got at home, so that maybe you can kind of see which one would be best for you. So without too much rambling, let's just get into the first pair of jeans. So let's start with the most quintessential pair of jeans. These are the 501s in a 25 by 28. These are described as a straight cut and fitted throughout your hip and thigh. I'd say that was pretty accurate. In terms of the rise and the leg length, I really love these. I think these are such a great fit. The waist sits right around my belly button, which is where I like my jeans to fall. You can see my belly button is like just there. These are 100% cotton, so they are quite a rigid denim, but I think because I do have a bit of room here, they're not uncomfortable. They are still, like, I can still move around in them. So I do wonder if I actually need to size down in these jeans. Like I said, as you can see, there is a little bit of gaping at the waist. It doesn't feel like they are gonna fall down. And so like I said, they are really comfortable. I'm not sure if the back pocket placement or like the butt area of these jeans is that flattering on me, but I wonder if that's because I do need to size down one. I like my jeans to be really tight on my butt, and this does have a little bit of space. This fuller leg length, the 28 inch, is, I think, if you have like one leg length that is your go-to, it would be for your jeans to sit right at the top of the foot. And so for me, a 27 or 28 is where that hits for me. You can wear this length with ballet flats, with loafers, with boots. And so I think this is a really good versatile leg length. Overall, I really like the 501s. They're very comfortable. However, maybe size down. So out of interest, I did order the 501 crop in a waist 24 just to see if they would fit any better. I'm wearing them right now and I do have some thoughts. I think that I do prefer how they look one size down. It fits much better on the waist, and even the sort of like crotch area, I didn't realize it at the time when I tried on the 25s, but I think it had a bit of excess material here, whereas I think these fit a lot better. However, I will say that sitting down in them is not as comfortable because they are tighter on the waist and the bum and the thighs. It is a slightly tighter squeeze sitting down. But because it is 100% cotton, it will stretch out over time. I mean, I've already taken the tags off of this, so you can probably already guess that I'm going to keep these. I did wear them out the other evening, And they have already stretched out. Like they're a lot more comfortable now than they were when I first put them on. I was a bit alarmed when I first put them on. But now, yeah, after wearing them for one evening, they are already so much more comfortable to sit in as well. So if you are thinking of the 501 crop, then my personal preference is to size down from your usual size. However, I do think you can also wear your usual size. It just depends on how you want your jeans to fit. So the next pair I have on are the 501 90s in a 25 by 28 as well. And these are described as a classic mid-rise, which they are. You can see they fit just below my belly button, a loose, straight fit with just the right amount of bagginess through the leg. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't expect to like these as much as I do. So you can see that compared to the original 501s, these are slightly looser in the leg, but not in like a wide leg style, which is not really a style of jeans that I gravitate towards. I find like that wider or slouchier fit quite hard to wear because I am so petite. I like my things to be quite streamlined most of the time, but I actually really like these. These definitely have that sort of very cool, relaxed 90s vibe about them. And even though they are also in 100% cotton, because they are a little bit slouchy, they're really comfortable. I have been trying to work on my work from home wardrobe, and I actually think I could wear these sitting at my desk to work from home. That's how comfortable they feel. Not long ago, I bought a pair of vintage Levi's, and I wore them in some of my videos, and I did get some questions asking what style they are. They don't have like a style number on them, but I would say that these jeans are the most similar to that fit. So if you like the way those vintage Levi's that I have fit and you wanted to look for a pair, then the 501 90s are very, very similar. And it's funny because in the description of these jeans, it says they're the vintage jeans you've always dreamed of finding at the thrift store, but without the rummaging. So there you go. I also like the wash of these jeans as well. They really have tried to do that vintage look with a little bit of distressing on the top of the pockets. I think this shade of blue it's just a really nice classic shade. It does also say to size down for a slimmer fit. I think I definitely could size down in these. So I would be interested to see how that fits. Hello again. I swear this is the last time I'm gonna do this in this video. So I also ordered the size down in the 501 90s ankle. I'm wearing them right now. These are the 24s and they definitely sit more snug on my waist than the 25s, which of course is to be expected. They don't have that like cool slouchy look as much as the 25s do. These are a bit more, I wouldn't say tight, they're still loose and they're still really comfortable, but they don't have that like cool slouchy bagginess to them. With sizing down, I also have no choice but to wear them mid-rise here, whereas on the 25s I could pull them up a little bit, so if I wanted to wear them a bit more high-rise I could. However, I will also say that going one size down doesn't take away from the comfort. These are still really comfortable. I would still wear these to work from home. I still have room in my butt and my thighs. I can sit down really comfortably. I can slouch around on my chair at home. I think whatever size you go for, whether that's your usual size or your size down, just depends on your own personal preference. Size down if you want them a little bit more snug on your waist, or go for your usual size if you want that like baggier, slouchier, slightly more relaxed and like cool fit. Next we have on the Ribcage Straight ankle in a 25 by 26. These are described as a versatile fit with a flattering high rise, finished with a classic straight leg, hip slimming, waist defining, leg lengthening. So they promise a lot. Let's see if they deliver. Firstly, they are extremely high rise. So the 501s sat around here, and you can see that these ribcage ones are really, really high. If you have a short torso, these are probably not the jeans for you because they will make your top half look even shorter. But if you have a longer torso and shorter legs, then these might be the perfect jeans to help balance out your proportions a bit more. So these are much tighter on the hips and the bum compared to the 501s. Even like my crotch it's very tight in here. But because they have that little bit of stretch, you can move about in these. You can sit down quite comfortably. So that stretch does make a really big difference. I would say they definitely do give you a bit more of a shape, especially if you're someone like me that doesn't really have, you know, that hourglass shape. This does help define this area a little bit more. However, I think I do personally prefer the 501s. The leg on those is just a touch slimmer, which I think I prefer. The leg opening on these is actually quite wide. So it just depends on whatever your personal preference is. In terms of the back pocket placement and like how your butt looks, I do think that these look nicer on my butt than the 501s just because they are super tight and so everything is like cinched in and held up there. So I'll put on screen a comparison with the Ribcage and the 501s so you can see. In terms of sizing, I think these are the perfect size for me. I wouldn't size down because that would mean that the thigh and the hip area I think would be too tight. And then you can see that there's not much of a waist gape on these, which is great. So I think your usual size in the Ribcage jeans could be a good fit for you. So one thing to note about Levi's jeans is that the same pair of jeans in a different wash might be a different composition. So these are also a pair of Levi's Ribcage Straight, and I bought these off Vinted without asking the seller what the composition was, which is such a rookie error. Always ask what the composition is if it's not stated. Luckily, they were only £15. So when I got them and I saw what they're made of, I wasn't too disappointed. But these have quite a high composition of lyocell in them. And I don't know if you can tell on screen, but they're very thin. They feel very light and fluid, which, to be honest, for a pair of jeans to wear in the summer is great because they're really light and breathable. However, you can just kind of tell from the way it's creasing, and you can see the creases on my legs from where these jeans have just been folded up in my wardrobe. And I don't love that. I also find that because of the high lyocell content in them, they do stretch out quite a bit. I feel like the knees have stretched out quite a bit, and I've only worn these once. And so I would have to wash them to get them back into their original shape, which is kind of annoying. So make sure you always check the composition before you buy anything. Moving on to the Wedgie Straight in a 25 by 26. And I can't believe I've never tried these before because I think I might be converted. So the description on the website says that they are a vintage inspired style, high rise and snug through the hip and thigh with a special construction to give your butt an extra lift. So my first impression when I put these on was like, wow, I love these. And I don't know, I can't even pinpoint why. I just think they're really flattering. The rise on these is similar to the 501s. For me, they sit right on my belly button. I think the Ribcage, which sat like up here, was just a smidgen too high for me, whereas this is a lot more comfortable. These are also quite tight on the hip and thigh and butt. But again, because they do have stretch in them, they are very comfortable. I can move around like quite easily in them. I can sit down in them. They're also quite a slim straight leg, which I think maybe I just prefer. In terms of the special wedgie fit construction, I don't know if it's doing anything that different other than just being really tight. But again, I'll just show a comparison on screen with the other jeans so that we can have a look. It's not that I think it looks bad, I just don't think it is doing anything that different. In terms of sizing, I do think that these are my right size. If I go down a size, it would be too tight for me around the thighs, and a size up would be too big around the waist. There is a little bit of gaping, not too much, and because there is some elastane in these jeans, it doesn't feel like they're gonna fall down. So even though there is gaping, it doesn't bother me too too much. I think this light blue wash, especially in this cropped length, the 26-inch inseam, that was a mouthful, would be perfect for spring, summer. It's such a great length to wear with like ballet flats or sneakers or loafers, just any like flat shoe. I just really like these jeans. Can you tell? I also ordered the 28 inseam length as well. Like I said, I enjoy wearing jeans and boots, and so I think that slightly longer length is like a bit more flattering with boots. I think that when I think about how I want jeans to fit, the wedgie fit is actually what I have in mind. I just think these are such a great pair of jeans. I can't believe it's my first time trying it because I love them and now I want to try different colors. Let me know if you like these kind of try on videos and if you want me to do any more for different brands. Last but not least, these are the Wedgie Bootcut in a 25 by 30 inch inseam. This is not a style of jeans I wear a lot. I would say I have more bootcut trousers than I do jeans, but it's a style that is very flattering if you have shorter legs like me. So again, these are fitted through the thigh and the butt, but because it has that stretch, it is really comfortable. And then it just has that bootcut flare at the end. These are great if you love wearing heels or boots because they kind of flow longer over your foot and it kind of just gives you that extra lengthening effect. I think especially if you wear them with a shoe that has a more elongated toe box, you just have that very, very extended line throughout your body and it's very, very lengthening. So like I said, these are all in 25, same as the Wedgie Straight, but for some reason there is a bigger waist gap here and I don't know why. But again, all the measurements for all these jeans would have been on screen, so you have that as your reference. Denim is one of my favorite things to wear, and I really hope that you can find the perfect pair. Can you guess which ones I might keep? If you enjoyed this and you fancy sticking around, then you can watch this video on screen, which is my latest petite styling tips video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.